go ahead and open up Beyond Question from the very beginning. You can see there's no class selected, and we're going to choose our math class for this. And then the lesson, we're going to use the state one that we created earlier. All right, so we start from the very beginning as if you have opened it. We're going to go ahead and click on Remote. You'll see that you have your teacher remote. Now this one is blue, and your student one is kind of a lighter blue. And on the back, you'll see there's a number 2 for the student one, and there's no number 1. And with this one, you can control a few options. For instance, you can change your screen. Like I'll change in between the screens. You can see the graph is changing there, as well as you can accept answers. And right now, when it's grayed out like that on the bottom, you're not accepting the answers. So that way the students can't respond until you allow them to, and unaccept, and change it where it accepts. Now there are a few things on here that have no functionality whatsoever. They're waiting for software updates, such as the menu button does not work, as well as the clock feature. There's an Alt and clock feature right here that should initially, later on, it will start the clock so the timer comes down. And to start the clock, you just simply click on the clock, give it a preset amount of time, like 15 seconds, click Start, and whenever it gets down to 0, then it will automatically quit accepting answers. Now the benefit of having this teacher remote is that you can walk around the classroom instead of having to use the mouse. So we're going to go ahead, and this test question is open, and state how many states border Florida. And I'm just going to choose some answers here with the clickers. And now I'm going to click the Accept Answer button. So now it's black, or it's grayed out, so no more answers can come in. And now I'm going to click on the top where it says Change Screen. And below it says Clock, and it's kind of a different color, kind of a grayer instead of a white. And I'll flip it, and you can see that the chart answer is showing. And if I click it again, it goes straight back to the previous question. Now also, once I hit Graph, you'll notice the correct answer is down there. Now if I made a mistake and the correct answer was actually A, on my clicker, my teacher remote, I'm going to press A, and you see it changes the correct answer to A. Or maybe you don't want it to show the correct answer at all. To do that, go to Edit and Preferences, and then uncheck the box that says Marked Correct Answers. So now it will appear as a mystery unless you choose unless you choose to show them the correct answer, that is A or B. So now I'll flip back with to change screens. I'll go back to the question. We can review it, and now there's an arrow pad on your teacher remote, or you can use the mouse. I'll go to the next question, and the good thing about, you can go back to the first question, and actually if you want to block it off where they can't accept it, and then you can navigate to the next question, and you'll notice it's still grayed out at the bottom. So that's the benefit. Now they have to read the question, then you start accepting answers, and then the answer key will come in there, and they can choose the correct answer. You can choose to close it, and then navigate with the change screen button right there, and you can navigate between the graph and find out if the student's got the correct answer or not. Now that you're done, you can look at the answer key. This answer key shows you it's a percent because there's no points involved in this. Since there's no points, it automatically, if you have 10 questions, you get 9 out of 10, it's worth a 90. If you do it weighted scale, that's where you would add the points when you create the lesson. However, that's not really necessary, but we could go into the lesson, and we'll change question number 2 where it's worth 5 points, and we'll say question number 1 where it's worth 1 point. And now we'll go into the answer key, and you can see that the grading scale there is a little bit different because they got the correct ones. The one that was worth 5 points, they got it correct, and the one that was worth 1 point they got it incorrect. So now their grade is an 83 on there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and save this lesson. We'll go into My Documents where we're creating Beyond Question in our grade sheets, and we'll call this States. And now that's saved. You can also choose to print that off, and it will include the student roster, student scores, and their answers, and you can put that into your grade book.